Welcome to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Kristina Ping. She is CEO of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. And can I say, an excellent pickleball player. She really is.
Terrible.
Kristina, no, you are not. It is so good to see you today. How are you?
Great to be here with you, my dear, beautiful soul sister.
It's so good to be with you. And we've been having a great time on the series. In case you missed it last week, we kind of played around with pickleball and it was so much fun. But the overall series is called Your Financial Wellness. And it really ties in everything that you need to have in your plan to truly feel financial wellness in your retirement years. So again, viewers at home, thank you for being with us today. We appreciate that. The topic of today, Kristina, is one that is near and dear to your heart. You are passionate about estate planning. Tell the audience why.
I love estate planning because I'm literally living and creating my legacy. My family didn't have a whole lot when I was young. We had a lot of struggles, and I struggled a lot when I was younger with my 2 little boys as a single mom. And I wanted to break that generational curse. I wanted to create something so amazing that I know it's going to be here for multiple generations. And here it is, Powerful Legacy.
You've done it.
And we love it so much. I mean, I don't go to work ever. I have not worked at Powerful Legacy ever because I love it so much. It's not work.
It's not. It's an extension of you. That's what it is.
I wake up every day and I'm so excited to just get in and see what's coming next because every day is different.
Yes.
Everyone's story is different and life's changing minute by minute. And I love watching people go through all these milestones.
Most definitely. I know when people come in for the very first time, they're always saying how comfortable you make them feel.
Yes.
I don't know how you do this with all of the clients that you have, but you make them all feel like they are the only person that you are working with. That is a gift that you give others.
Well, I will say that it's a little bit of a common sense thing too. I think that client service, customer service overall has kind of gone by the wayside and people just don't care anymore. I probably care about my clients' finances more than they do sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're watching them a lot closer, which is our pleasure and it's our blessing. But I know that every single person deserves to be treated with kindness and love, respect, and absolutely have that peace of mind that you're seeking when you are a client of ours.
I have to share a story because I know client service is definitely not the same because I was stuck having an airplane situation at one point and I had called the airline. I'm not going to say which one. I gave her the story, told her what happened. She said, well, what do you want me to do about it? That's exactly what she said to me. And I'm like, what? I said, I want you to help me. I need to get home. I mean, it's common sense. So customer service has definitely gone by the wayside, and you are just so exceptional at just making everyone feel so cared for. So thank you for being you. Going back to estate planning, number 1, it reduces stress and anxiety. How so?
Well, first off, you can't plan an estate if you don't know what your estate is. You need to know what your assets are. What are your healthcare wishes? What if something happens to you? Is your legacy clearly documented? Does it give direction for the people who need to know and give your family that peace of mind? I will share something with you folks, and this is just the inevitable. If you don't have these documents in place and you leave your family to make a decision, I'm going to tell you exactly what they're going to do. I know if I was laying on a machine and I have these directions in order so my sons don't have to make the decision. But if they did have to make the decision, they're not going to let me go because they love me. And they want to keep me here for them. I don't want that. I don't want them to watch me suffer. I don't want them to be upset. And without a plan, your loved ones will face situations with confusion, conflict, very expensive legal battles for no reason. Be clear, be concise, know why these decisions have been made in advance. It's not just to keep my children from making the decisions, but also it's a protection of your estate. I know that the older that we get, the lower the quality of life will be the longer that you're on a machine of some sort.
Mm.
So understanding that and knowing those statistics, not saying, that we would ever want to just end something on our own, but do not leave me on a machine for a long period of time. And a lot of my clients feel the same way. Do not resuscitate. I'm 78
Yes.
years old. I've lived a good long life.
Yes,
Please don't
yes.
do that to me. You're going to cause me to have a low quality of life, and I don't want to put that burden on my children. So
Sure.
having those legal documents in place, there's nothing wrong with that. You're protecting yourself, and that's what you should be doing.
And Kristina, I should also ask you before we move on to the next topic is why are these conversations so difficult to have? Why do people struggle with the topic of legacy planning and estate planning?
Well, the word procrastinate comes to mind. I think a lot of people are procrastinators, and that's okay because a lot of times people don't want to talk about it. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And also, maybe they don't know what to do. Maybe there is some internal conflict and you don't know how to make the decisions to resolve the internal conflict. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. I have a referee jersey and a whistle too if you need some help. I mean, I can keep this under control. Getting these documents in order and having them clearly specified of exactly what you want. This is such an important piece of your retirement puzzle because if you don't have that estate taken care of, everything that you've worked for could end up going away. You don't want that.
And it ties into what I was going to ask you next about protecting your wealth when you
Yes.
think about it, because if you don't have a will or a trust in place, Kristina, what happens to someone's hard-earned dollars, their assets, if you will?
If you pass away what is called intestate, that means with no will, folks, you are subject to the state laws. That's it.
Hmm.
Having a will is very important, but you've got to remember that a will go to probate. A will go to probate. Having a trust is meant to, number one, avoid probate and to pass those assets on to your beneficiaries very smooth. Now, the designation of where you want your money to be and the property transferring efficiently is different state by state, and it will be by your state of residence. So if you fly south for the winter and you pass away in the south, but you're a resident here in central Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee Valley area, well, guess what? This is where your will is going to be probated. This is where your trust is going to be, trusted out and dispersed. And what you need to understand is we want to avoid some of these problems like unnecessary taxes, probate costs, these delays that could just erode away at your estate and everything that you've saved for. I want you to think about an estate like a shield. You are protecting your assets from what? Is it going to be taxation from the government, from whatever it may be? Not saying there's a bad thing here, but we want to make sure that your wishes are fulfilled because you're the one who earned that money all these years. And sometimes we have creditors or predators that are after this. There's fraud that is greater than ever. Please understand that having these documents in place will protect you and shield you from all of those things.
Most definitely. And Kristina, I want to ask you one more question, please, before we go to the commercial break about beneficiaries. In your professional opinion, how crucial is it to make sure that your beneficiaries are up to date?
In my professional opinion and personal opinion, if you don't have this done, you are literally throwing your money away where you did not want it. I've got a gentleman who, him and his wife were my clients for over a decade. And he had worked in his early 20s. He worked at the same place for over 40 years, but in his early 20s, he was working and was married to a young lady just for a couple of years. They got a divorce. Then he married a little bit later, and they had 3 beautiful children, a whole slew of grandkids. I mean, I think they have like a dozen grandkids. And when he died, he had forgotten to change the beneficiary on that original policy that he had gotten in his 20s. And it was his first wife. And she did not give that money back. And she didn't have to legally.
Wow.
I know. We need to get my doggie to go poop on her porch. I mean, she's just an
Yes.
awful person.
Let's cue Zeus.
Cue Zeus in. Go get him. And if he would have had that taken care of, it's just such a simple thing. Normally, it's just one form. You sign this, you designate it, you're done. Also, I want to encourage you to please have contingent beneficiaries. So if that primary passes away before you, that the contingency would come along. And having this in order is so important. Please understand that it's very easy and a professional can help you. If you do not know how to change a beneficiary, I do not care where it is at, please give us a call. Our staff will take a few seconds and help you and get this done. That's how easy this is.
Kristina, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, a number is on the screen for you to call. That number is 877-893-5099, 877-893-5099. What Christina is offering you today is a complimentary consultation. Come into the office, get to know her one-on-one. What are your goals? What are your dreams? And what are your hopes for retirement? This financial wellness series has been so educational. Today's topic, specifically estate planning, as you can see, when you've worked your entire life and you've amassed a nest egg, you deserve to know exactly that your wishes will be carried out the way that you want them to be. Again, don't miss the opportunity. 877-893-5099 or click the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Don't go anywhere. I have so much more with Kristina when we return.
There's a conversation most families never have, not because they don't care, but because it's hard to start. It's about legacy, not just the legal forms, but the real things, your voice, your wishes, your values, your guidance. That's why I've created something that makes the conversation easier. A free estate planning checklist. It's quick, it's comprehensive, and clear. And most importantly, it's written with family in mind, not lawyers. When you're just getting started reviewing your plan, this checklist can help. If you'd like a copy, just reply to this message or click the link. It's a simple tool with a very big purpose, to make sure your family has clarity, not confusion, when they need it most.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Kristina Ping. She is CEO of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services with two great locations, both Lexington and Louisville. One of those will be convenient to you. Stop by and grab a copy of that book, The Retirement Train. You're going to love meeting her. Kristina, this series has been so amazing, and we're continuing on today, of course, with the importance of estate planning. Financial wellness series overall has been a huge hit. When you're thinking about estate planning, talk to me a little bit about strengthening your financial plan. Having an estate plan, how does that strengthen your financial plan overall?
Well, the planning aligns with these broader goals. And when we're talking about caring for a spouse, if your spouse becomes ill, providing for children if something was to happen, or your elderly parents, supporting a cause, protecting a business, all of these things in conjunction are strengthening your overall financial plan. I do personally live a very complex financial life. I'm so blessed, and I jumped off a financial cliff opening my own business, and now I have more.
Yes,
opening my commercial property business and all these things. And when I think about how I apply this with my clients, the more complex things are for me, the easier it makes it for everybody else, because I feel comfortable in this element. I know what I'm doing, and I've experienced enough. When you've messed up enough things that you know how to fix it, that's when you become a great financial advisor.
You're right. That is so true. And isn't that true in every aspect of life?
And I am not at all afraid to admit this. My boys are only in their mid and late 20s, and they are not old enough to be making financial decisions for someone's lifetime because they have not messed up enough things to know how to fix it. And once we hit that, our hair is gray and I've got the grands and all those fun things, I know that I've made enough mistakes, and how to fix them is the most important thing, those lessons.
Yes.
And being able to recover from those if the bad things come along. And I'm grateful for all those bumps in the road. God bless that broken road for me, because it has led me to this amazing experience in being able to take care of others.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Now, what about how it ensures your lifetime of financial decisions carries forward with intention?
Intention being that key word. You and I talk about this all the time. My dear, beautiful best friend, is that living life of intent.
Yes.
Going through a hard time, both of us, we've had some tough times.
Absolutely.
It's just been really hard. And I know the next tough stage for both of us is coming, because we have our little dogs and they don't live forever.
Yeah.
I know we're going to have this because they're close to the same age too. And
I know they are.
With intention, we know that we're going to be able to support each other and love each other through this. And having that frame of mind, you're the first person that I call when something goes wrong, and you always tell me, it's going to be okay. Let's make good decisions to make sure it's okay. And that intention, and you encouraging my intention, and I do the same for you.
You do.
That is so important. And, just being able to have that good, solid peace of mind, knowing that you're intentionally making great decisions for the future. That's what's going to make it successful.
Most definitely. And Christina, what about how it provides for emergencies when you're talking about estate planning? How does that
Yes.
help?
Well, estate planning and emergencies and how they come along, it makes me think of just what would happen if the worst comes along. Do you have the documents in place for someone to make decisions for you, or have you made those decisions and they're clearly documented and accessible? Make sure people know where they are. It brings me to a story, Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
She has a very interesting story. She had a very large estate and she had all these wills like shoved down in couch cushions.
Yes, different ones.
Yeah, different ones. They were not clearly documented. They were not dated. They were not signed properly, none of those things. So it caused a lot of riffraff in the court. I mean, because how do you know what is the latest?
Yes.
And while we're talking about that and what is the best way to leave that money to where you know it's going to be there equally the way that you wish for it to be, I want to encourage you to stop talking about numbers and start talking about percentages. This is one of the keys inside of legacy and estate planning that folks, lawyers do not plan, and planners are not lawyers, thank heaven. I'm the planner. And what am I planning for is planning on a percentage. Do not plan on a dollar. Because let's say that you have an IRA to leave to your children and you want to leave it to them $50,000 each. Well, what if that IRA becomes $120,000? Well, then what if it becomes $75,000? Instead, leave it 50%, so 50-50. By the percentage, then it's clear because it doesn't matter what the dollar amount is at that point.
Most definitely. That makes perfect sense. I love that you're saying percentage versus dollar amount.
Yes.
Also, having a solid estate plan, talk about the importance of how this helps avoid exploitation, because I'm thinking back to even when we lost Prince.
Yes.
He did not have anything in place, and that was a mess.
That was a total mess. $156 million estate.
Right?
Huge. No documentation. I mean, everywhere. Public, exploited everywhere. And people were grabbing for money left and right. This is ridiculous. And just the disruption to the family members and how you want things to be. I mean, how can someone have such a large estate and not have an estate plan and not have it taken care of?
Exactly.
And it's also like Michael Jackson reminds me here.
Yes.
He had a huge estate and he had this trust. The trust was empty. It's like he had this big vault and it was completely empty. He didn't put anything in it. A trust will not do its job if it's not funded.
Yeah.
And what do you fund inside of a trust? That is different for every person. I'm not a fan of putting toys and automobiles and things like that inside of a trust.
Right.
I'm not a fan of putting retirement accounts inside of a trust most of the time. Sometimes we want to. Everyone's situation is completely different. And you cannot go to some big lawyer convention and they're offering, a gold, platinum, a silver, gold, silver, and platinum plan. And, they cost different levels for different documents because that's just a blanket plan. Everyone's situation is completely different. And that's not a plan. That's just a package. That's just a punch and play. You can do that online. Sitting down, having a full plan, knowing where that estate's going to go, that's a real estate plan.
That most definitely is. And Kristina, you have a very special offer to our viewers at home. Spend some time talking about that before we take our next commercial break, please.
Well, first, I want to encourage you to look at your legacy. We have a quiz available. It is a legacy quiz, and we call that the Powerful Legacy Quiz. PowerfulLegacyQuiz.com. You can click on that QR code at the bottom of the screen. Folks, this is an excellent quiz. This is going to start jogging those questions. Do you have these things in order? If you would like to stop by one of our firms, we have a workbook, a legacy and estate planning workbook. We would love to pass this on to you. No charge, no appointment, no nothing. Please just come by and say, may I please have a legacy and estate planning workbook? Absolutely you can. This is a document that helps you get the structure of what your entire legacy and estate plan needs to be. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Do you want to leave a confusing one? Or would you like to leave one that is detailed and very clear and concise, passing things on the way that you want them to be? So take that, PowerfulLegacyQuiz.com.
Thank you, Kristina. To the viewers at home, once again, PowerfulLegacyQuiz.com. We have that up on your screen, PowerfulLegacyQuiz.com. Grab your smartphone, open up the camera app, click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Today is all about financial wellness, if you will. Talking about estate planning, how does that fit into your financial wellness? It's so important to keep everything together. That number to call if you want to book your one-on-one consultation is 877-893-5099, 877-893-5099, or just click on the QR code once again. That's going to put you on the fast track of your powerful legacy. You can schedule your time accordingly. When it comes to your financial wellness, you deserve to have peace of mind. And how do you get that? You have a written, comprehensive, holistic retirement plan. We're going to be right back momentarily. Don't go anywhere. I have so much more with Kristina on your Powerful Legacy TV.
I have yet to see someone come into my firm that actually has a financial plan. So it is my great pleasure to be able to provide that for them. At Powerful Legacy, a financial plan is inclusive of everything retirement. So Social Security timing, tax planning, obviously legacy planning, Medicare. We want to talk about all of your wills, estates, all these items. I have found that most people will say, oh, I'm going to spend less in retirement than they spend more. So putting that entire plan together was the best way to decumulate those funds where you don't run out. It's a puzzle. It's my favorite thing. I love doing this all day, every day.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Kristina Ping. She is CEO of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. And we've been talking all along about financial wellness. What does that mean to you? It encompasses all aspects of your life. Today's show is all about estate planning and why that's important for you to have peace of mind, but also for your loved ones to have peace of mind as well. Kristina, I know that this supports family wellness overall. Having an estate plan just makes people feel better.
It does. When I think about the ultimate family estate plan, I think about the Rockefellers.
Yes.
And they funded that with life insurance is what they did.
It's incredible
So
back then.
I want to give you a little bit of caution here. Let me help you with this. If you're thinking about the Rockefeller theory or strategy here, do not make the trust the owner. That takes away the tax privileges of life insurance. Make the trust the beneficiary. So they buy life insurance on all the family members, make the trust the beneficiary. When that family member dies, the money goes into the trust. They borrow from their own money.
Wow.
Completely interest-free. That capital continues to gain. How amazing is that? So when we're talking about structuring this, we want to create resilience for your family. We want to make sure that you understand that these beneficiaries in order are there. This money is there to benefit them. That's what a beneficiary is,
Yes.
Receiving the benefit. And we don't want things to be strained or upset. We don't want this just nonsense because we want things to be crystal clear. What's going to happen? I want to reduce that emotional stress on the family when someone's dying and we've lost them, because when you have all of this taken care of, it does reduce that stress.
Most definitely. And when you think about it, there's so much uncertainty that happens when you lose a loved one. Without a plan, people are grieving. So what happens? Because I know that people often wonder, who's the first person I call? What do I do? You have a story that would resonate with the viewers at home. Talk a little bit about that business card that was found, Kristina.
Yes, you already know. I've got a couple of major things that have happened before. I've had clients that have called me before they've called the coroner when they've lost their loved one, but I've got a lady who was going in for a regular surgery on a Monday, and during the surgery, her body threw a blood clot. And while her husband was there by her side, both of their children live out of state. And so she ended up in ICU and she was on a ventilator, very serious. The next morning, her husband went home to take a shower and he was killed in an auto accident. So the husband is gone. She's laying there and she can't speak for herself. And they found my business card in her bag, in her belongings, and called me. I'm the one who had to tell the children. They would not. She did die not even a week later, so the children didn't have to fall into making all these decisions and whatnot. But we had all the documents in place. It made it so much easier for the kids, especially with them being out of state, when we lost them both so tragically and so quickly. Folks, having this in order, I know that's a very extreme situation, but having all of this in order is crucial to your overall financial plan. Taxes, financial, income, legacy, and estate. Have all of this in order. Make sure that you understand what are those next steps, because what if she would have recovered and she would have still been in the ICU, and what were her wishes? She didn't want to be on a machine more than 30 days because she knew at her age, her quality of life would be slim to none.
Sure.
But she did pass away before then, but it was clearly documented. The kids didn't have to make any decisions.
Which again gives peace of mind during such a terrible time of unexpected grief on both levels there.
Yes.
I've asked you this once before, but overall, why do most people not have an estate plan? What is the reason why?
Because it's not fun. People want to do things that are fun. You don't want to have this conversation with your family. It's uncomfortable.
Yes.
Folks, you don't have to have the conversation with your family. This is your estate. These are your earnings. When we're talking about multi-generational family farms and other very complex situations like that, yes, sometimes we have to involve the family because you may own this farm with your siblings or something else is going on. It doesn't need to be complicated. Let's sit down and decipher this. Let's make this easy. We do have a workbook, we have a quiz, we have all these different ways to give you information to get started. So first off, take a look at the bottom of your screen there, powerfullegacyquiz.com. This is just getting started. Do you have your legacy in order? We do have an estate planning workbook at our firms in Lexington and Louisville. You don't need an appointment. Just come in and see us. Please stop by, grab one of those workbooks and just get started. Just having the information in front of you and having it organized is going to be a huge weight lifted off your shoulders. I promise you. You're going to love this. And also, if you'd like to come by and get a copy of the book, The Retirement Train, please let us help you and bless you with this information. We would also love to mail this to you. Please give us a call, give us your address. We'll drop this book in the mail to you. Let's get started. Don't procrastinate. Don't be afraid. Don't worry. We have the information for you. Let's put all these pieces together and get your estate in order.
And I love that you're really stressing that this is your estate, because so often you hear people say, I don't want my children to know how much I make. I don't want them to know how much I have. But they don't have to, right?
No, my children do not know. That's none of their business.
Right. Same. I know. Same. Ariana asks me all the time, I'm like, no, I know your business. We're fine. And goodbye.
We do have obviously succession plans in order and things like that. You know, if something were to happen to me, Powerful Legacy would still live on. Everything's okay. But what is actually there for them to receive is none of their business. And that's going to change in the future. Hopefully, it's going to go the direction I want it to. But if something bad comes along, I've got that taken care of as well.
I know you do. You have everything ready. And that's why you want your clients to have this peace of mind. Again, this financial wellness series has been so amazing, Kristina. The viewers at home have been resonating with it so well. They can't wait to call in and to book that consultation with you. So viewers at home, if you're new to the show or you're new to the area, this is the perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of this specifically today, 877-893-5099. We often take for granted that people are watching the show each and every week. But again, you could be visiting Lexington, you could be visiting Louisville, and maybe you just want a copy of the book. Call into 877-893-5099 or grab your smartphone and click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That takes you right to the landing page, of course, of Powerful Legacy Financial and Insurance Services, if you will, and you can schedule your time accordingly. Again, 877-893-5099. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you soon. Take care now. Be well.